What's up, you guys? How you doing today? So in today's video, we're going to be discussing everything that you guys would want to know as newer players to be making platinum. This is some of the easiest possible ways for you guys to be making platinum in this game. And we're going to be covering just every possible way that I could imagine that's just an easy way to make platinum. A lot of the mods we're going to cover and all that sort of stuff are going to wind up being things that you, for the most part, and I'll get into it and I'll break it down for you guys, but a lot of these mods are going to be mods that are necessary mods. You're going to need these mods for a lot of things in the game. And that means a lot of other people are going to need these mods as well for a lot of things in the game, and thus that makes them kind of sort of easy to make platinum off of them to sell them. If you guys go back through, and links are always in the description below, whether it's my trade chat series, my walkthrough series, or just guides, fashion frames, builds, whatever it is that you guys are looking for. There's a lot of links in the description below for what you guys might be looking for. If you don't find anything there, you can always feel free to ask me on my Twitch channel, and we'll do what we can to get you what you're looking for over on Twitch when I'm live. But starting off, we're going to start with the aura mods. So the first thing you guys need to know is you can find these in alerts, and they're going to be at the top right when you guys go to your navigational console. You just click on the alerts button, and if there is an aura alert, it will pop up for you. A side note for you guys to know is that there are a couple of apps that you guys can get for your phone, which I find extremely helpful. You guys could also join the Warframe Discord. The official Warframe Discord, I believe, also has alerts popping up too, but you might get every alert, or you might not be able to customize it as well. But if you guys download one of two apps, depending on what phone you have, one of them is called Warframe app, and another one is called Warframe Alerts. Both of these apps should allow you guys to pick and choose what it is you want the app to alert you with on your phone when this winds up popping up in game. And I've been using it for years, and generally what it does is about 5 minutes before the alert pops up, you'll get an incoming message saying that, you know, like, oh, this is going to be up, or whatever it is that you've selected that you want to know about. So taking a look at the mods that we have here, this is broken down into 3 different categories, with red, yellow, and green. Red being first of all, I want to give a huge shout out to Noob and Connor for helping me put this together. This is a massive amount of work. You guys will see for the rest of the video. We did this with a lot of things. This is a massive amount of work. And another thing I want you to know is all the prices that you guys see here that are going to be listed where the boxes are colored and stuff. All the prices and everything that you guys are going to see. These are not they don't have to be this way. Warframe's trade system is an open market trade system, and there are no fixed prices in it. And if you guys have been learning from my trade series, you understand that when you see a price, you usually, when you find an average price, which is what I've given you guys here, you generally want to buy low and sell high. That's just typical trading, you know, experience and stuff for you guys to know. You typically want to buy stuff low and sell stuff high. And again, you have to know that there are no fixed prices in Warframe. If you're ever trading with somebody, and they start telling you that, oh, that's not the price, and you're scamming them, you're ripping them off, or whatever the hell, just ignore that person. There's an ignore button in the chat. Like, you don't need somebody that just has missing a piece of their brain and doesn't understand that this is an open market trade system. So if you just so you guys are aware, you're not doing anything wrong. I've been doing this for the last 3 years as a Warframe partner. I would imagine if anything I had done wrong in the past, I would have gotten talked to about it, and nothing. Totally nothing. So it's an open market. It's totally free range. You guys can do whatever you want. These are the generalized prices, so you do not have to stick to them. They're just generalized. So the first thing I want you guys to notice is that anything that's in red just means that it's not necessarily meta. If it's yellow, it means it's kind of decent, and if it's green, it means it's meta. So these are like all the greens you guys are seeing here, whether corrosive projection, deadeye, sprint boost, or steel charge. They're extremely important. Now, some of you might be like, well, wait a minute. If, you know, like, let's say empowered blades over here, which is the 5th one from the top left, is, you know, in the red, how is that going for 30 to 50? Or how about growing power, which is the 2nd from the right on the top? How is that going for 50 to 80? That all depends on how hard it is to farm the mod in the game. A lot of these mods, at least, like those mods are drop chance related. So it's not necessarily like, you know, you just have to sit around and wait for an alert or your phone to let you know. And that's the reason why those prices are like that. There's a bunch of things you have to do in the game if you intentionally want to farm these things, and they don't drop very often. Like Growing Power is a decent mod. It may not be meta, but it's decent. But because of how low of a drop chance it has, that's the reason why it's able to be priced at 50 to 80. So it's still useful. It's just not necessarily meta. But because of how hard it is to get, that's why we're looking at 50 to 80. And just keep that in mind for everything else that I'm going to show you. Those rules apply for everything else that we're going to get into. But you guys basically have all the aura mods here and what they're generally priced at and what you would want to be selling them for, with Corrosive Projection having those dashes next to it because it is the utmost important thing for you guys to have, especially for yourselves. Definitely be throwing those on you definitely are going to be using those on most of your builds. The next thing we're going to take a look at is syndicate mods. So as I said, get through the solar system as fast as you can, get your quests done as fast as you can, just get through all of that. And what you guys are going to want to do is eventually you'll wind up in syndicates. And I have it broken down here for the Warframe, the mods for that Warframe, and then every one of these mods is you're going to find in one of 2 syndicates, and I have those broken down and colorized as well. So that's what the columns represent, and then the rows are just going to be the Warframes and stuff. I'm just leave this on screen and you guys can just take a look at this. And it's going to basically be the same thing. Now, as far as like the green goes, that's obviously the meta. Like these are the most important ones. As far as the red goes, they're not that important. And as far as the yellow goes, they're decent. Now, this is also a really important thing for you guys to understand about what you're looking at right now. Just because something did not get green for meta does not mean a lot of people are not going to be looking for it. Not everybody's a meta player. I'm flat out just not. I'm proud to not be a meta player. Like, I don't have anything against meta players. I love meta players. I love all the hard work that they do and stuff like that, but that's not how I enjoy playing the game. I don't care. I just straight up don't care about being meta. But I know I have very close friends with loads of them, so I'm not putting any meta players down or anything like that. And they understand, like, they know I don't care. And I tease them a lot about that, but the point that I'm getting at is like a lot of these mods and stuff like that, just because it didn't get a green or a yellow, maybe it's in the red, doesn't mean you're not going to be able to, you know, like sell it. It is more likely though, and the reason why I'm showing this and still had it colorized anyway, it is more likely though that you will be able to sell the green ones faster than any of the other ones that are here. But just be aware that regardless of its color, whether it's red, yellow, or green, does not matter, necessarily as far as how easily you'll be able to sell it for. And I do have to add that every single syndicate mod requires the same amount of work to get and costs the same amount to purchase from the syndicates, and because of that, regardless of what platform you're on, syndicate mods seem to be the only thing that across all platforms in the trade chat have a standardized, generalized price of 20 plat. And again, there are no fixed prices in trade chat, but 20 plat is the standard price for these. And when it comes to mods, syndicate mods specifically, I kind of have a respect for them where I won't try to buy low or sell high. I'll just grab a syndicate mod for what it's worth. I'll just pay 20 plat for this. Everything else in the game, though, every single thing else in the game is completely open ranged. So I don't care about all that other stuff. I'll do buy low, sell high, but with syndicate mods, that's just how I do it. I have a respect for the syndicate mods and will buy them for 20 platinum a piece, regardless of you know, what they go for, because I respect the fact that it's the same amount of work and the same amount of money to purchase these from syndicates. The next thing we're going to look at is nightmare mods, and what you guys want to know about these is that in order to have nightmare missions pop up on your navigation, is basically what you have to do is you have to complete every single node on a planet in order for that planet to then have nightmare missions popping up on it. So you won't see these unless every node on your planet is completed. So just keep that in mind if you guys are specifically looking for any of these particular mods. And it follows the same thing, you know, the meta, the decent, and it's funny, noob wrote useless over here. But he's from Uruguay, and I think that's just the language difference there. So you guys, meta, decent, and useless is just what we decided to go with, and I don't know, he's awesome. I appreciate him. He's definitely one of our top meta players in our Neoness community here. But this is what you guys are looking at for nightmare mods. So just now you guys kind of have an understanding as to what you're looking to go for. It's totally random when you run nightmare missions. I don't believe it actually tells you what it is that you can get when you run a nightmare mission, so it's completely random. So, you know, just run the nightmare mission and hopefully you end up getting something good, like either a Constitution, a Drifting Contact, which, by the way, I know for a fact Constitution pops up in alerts, unless they've changed that. It has for years. Constitution has always popped up in alerts, so that's just another place you can get that one as well. But its price is 20 to 30 because it is very necessary. And again, no fixed prices in Warframe. There's no fixed prices. Next, we're going to take a look at corrupted mods, and these you're going to get a little bit more platinum off of generally. Of all the corrupted mods that exist, the top on the row that for Warframes, the top corrupted mods for Warframes here, these are necessary mods. Like, hands down, across the board, every single one of these is a necessary mod. And the price difference kind of fluctuates based off of whether you can rank that mod up to 10 or whether that's just a 5 rank mod. Some of the mods that we've already seen already are 3 ranks, and I did not mention earlier, but just let it be known that all the prices you guys have seen up to this point so far, they're all reflecting mods that have no endo put in. They are rank 0 mods. There is no endo whatsoever put into any of the price in any of the mods of the prices that we are reflecting here. So just so you guys are aware, you don't have to get it and then think, oh, I need to max it up to 10 to make it, you know, like 40 to 50 or 30 to 40 or whatever it might be. Just know that these are 0 ranked. If you made any of these, like any of the mods that you've seen so far, if you put in all that endo to make it a rank 10 mod, you were bare minimum looking at an extra 100 to possibly another extra 200 platinum on top of the initial cost of the mod. So I don't recommend you do that. Endo is precious in this game, and it is a pain in the balls to get, so do whatever you can to just conserve your endo. And use it just for your own mods. That's what you should be using endo on. It's just your own mods. Lastly, what we're looking at are these I Attain treasures. So at a certain point that you guys get through the game in the story quest, you're going to have unlocked Maru's Bazaar. And once a week, you guys are going to be able to go to Maru, and you're going to be able to do a mission where you are guaranteed to get one of these things. They are randomly located throughout every or almost every mission in the game. So just be aware that you don't necessarily have to get to Maru. You could just stumble upon these as you're playing Warframe in any planet, any, you know, like whatever it is that you're doing. You could find these located just about anywhere scattered throughout the Origin system, which is the solar system that you guys are looking at when you're in your nav console. The only one that I believe might only be sortie related is the Inacia. That's the green one that's all the way on the right. You may only be able to get that from you definitely get it from sorties, but that may be the only place you can get it. I'm not entirely sure yet, other than Trade Chat, of course. But as far as everything, you know, from the Orda back all the way to the air, you guys are looking at just potentially find them in running missions. You find them in syndicate missions. If you're running those, you're looking for marks. That's where I find them more often, because I tend to be looking for things more often in those kind of missions when I'm doing syndicate missions, looking for medallions and stuff. But you could also, like I said, find them anywhere scattered throughout the game. Hopefully you guys found all this information helpful. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, feel free to stop by my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/UNS007. Links are always going to be in the description below. You guys can ask me any questions or anything like that when I'm live, and I'll do my best to get to everybody. Make sure you guys are tagging me. Do @NeoNS007 when you're in my chat on stream. Otherwise, I'm not going to know you're talking to me, and I may be missing it. So, all that being said, hopefully you guys found this video helpful. Absolutely love your faces, and I will see you guys in the next one.